Tokau ne, makaukau paha.
Should I share the screen already?
Yeah.
Hiki.
Is it sharing now? No.
Not yet, almost.
Okay,
Ikia manawa mai kai.
Keiki, no.
Aloha. Aloha, everybody. Mahalo nui for tuning in once again to our na Moʻolelo Kahiko Kalamai. We're going to be talking about kahiki today, but Moʻolelo Kahiko webinar series, our Ancient Stories webinar series. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. Before we get started, like we do every week, we want to know where you folks are tuning in from. Share to us where you're from.
Everybody,
You know our ohana
for
from around the world or the ʻāina of here in Hawaii. Please share where you're tuning in from. Ooh, we have ohana from Japan, aloha. We have kamahao, aloha, kamahao from Wailua, Kauaʻi, aloha. We'll be talking about your onehana today. So mahalo nui for tuning in with us, kamahao. Ooh, we have ohana from Washington State. Aloha from Houston, Texas. How exciting. Aloha from Wahiwa. Ooh, aloha, aloha. Connecticut, USA. We have ohana from, so much places tuning in. New Mexico, California, Arizona, Georgia. Where else is our ohana tuning in from? Kulia from Lahaina. Aloha Kulia from Boston, Atlanta. Kalaheo Kauaʻi. Aloha Kauaʻi from Kailua Kona. From Northern California, Waianae. From the Avava Niu on Oahu. Toronto, Tennessee. Poipu, Kauaʻi, Sacramento, California, from Texas, Missouri, Canada. Oh my goodness, such a big ohana tuning in. From Massachusetts as well, aloha kako. From Pueblo, New Mexico, aloha. Our ohana from Aotearoa or New Zealand, Santa Monica, California. Where else is our ohana tuning in? From Oklahoma, ohana from San Francisco, California. Wow, how exciting to have you all here with us today. Where else? Oh, from Volcano on the Mokopuni of Hawaii. Aloha from Massachusetts, from South Dakota, from Texas. More ohana from Texas. More ohana from New Mexico. Aloha kako. Aloha from Panaeva. Aloha. Hi, hi, Uncle Ben and Auntie Lisa. Aloha. Mahalo for tuning in. Ooh, ohana from Kailua Oahu, from West Virginia. Any other places? Any other places our ohana is tuning in from? Aloha from Sacramento, California. Another ohana member from California. Wow. Ohana from Washington State. From Missouri. Wow. Mahalo nui for tuning in with us today. We really appreciate it. Aloha from Alaska. Ui, aloha. And aloha from Kaneohe. Okay, well, we've gotten to that time where we will begin our Na Moʻolelo Kahiko Ancient Stories webinar series. Aloha, everyone. I am your host, Polani Makamai Kahakalau, and the beautiful woman in the yellow top is my mother, Auntie Ku Kahakalau. We are so excited to be sharing these webinar series with you. As you folks already know or may not know, today we will be diving into the mo'olelo of Pele and Hiʻiaka. Before we begin, as we begin everything in our culture, we always start off with protocol and we center ourselves asking for guidance and forgiveness. And this is just the way that we conduct ourselves. So we'll start off with aloha e. Wherever you're tuning in from, please join us. The words are right there on the screen. Aloha e, aloha e na akua. Aloha e na aumakua. Aloha e na alio Hawaii. Aloha e na kupuna. Aloha e na makua. Aloha e ka lehulehu. Aloha e ie. Aloha. Our next oli or chant that we will be doing is e ho mai. Please join us for this oli. E ho mai ka ike mai runa mai e. O na mea una no e o na mele. E ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, ka ike mai na mai e. O na mea una no e o na mele. E ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, ka ike mai luna mai e. O na mea una no e o na mele. E ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, e. Mahalo. Velina me ke aloha nui a kako pakahi a pau. O wau no o polani makamai ka oaka o ka lani kahakalau. O Hawaii ku'u mokupuni. O Hilo ku'u one hānau. O Waiʻolena ku'u kai. O Mauna Kea ku'u mauna. O Waipi'o ku'u awāwa. Mahalo.
Aloha mai kākou, o wau o ku hinahina ku I kahakai kahakalau. Keiki a lopaka kahakalau. Keiki a Williama ki a honui kahakalau. Keiki a Daniela ki kino kahakalau a me ki au o pupele. O Honolulu ku o ne hānau. O Hawaii ku mokupuni. O Hāmākua ku moku. O Kilauea ku mauna. O Makua ku kai. A o Waipio ku awawa. Aloha mai kākou.
In your chat, please share 2 places that have shaped you into who you are today. So if you're tuning in from Zoom or Facebook, we'd like to hear where everybody is has the places that shaped you. As a reminder, if you folks have any questions throughout the presentation, please ask the questions in your chat or the comments for Facebook. And we will address your questions at the very end of the webinar. Mahalo.
So today we are doing another Moʻolelo Kahiko, an ancient story. This is actually part 5 of our 5-part series that was related to the song Keiki o ʻāina, at least the verses that were recorded in Keiki o ʻāina. And our Moʻolelo is about Pele and it's about Hiʻiaka. Originally, as I had mentioned in the previous parts of this series, in the early 90s, I was blessed with learning about felt stories and was encouraged to create felt stories for my daughter and for her friends. And I thought, well, it would be nice if we had a song that we could sing and that really tells our Keiki to listen to the ancient stories. And so the next thing that happened was this verse came out, Keiki o ka ʻāina la. Can we repeat that, please?
Keiki o ka ʻāina la.
Ho'olohe mai ka kou la.
Ho'olohe mai ka kou la.
Ina mo'olelo la.
Ina mo'olelo la.
O ka wā kahiko.
O ka wā kahiko.
And perhaps you've heard the song on the radio. It's available on iTunes. It's my sister Robi sings it. And here on this picture, you see Robi and my daughter ʻīini, who is 26 now, when she was maybe perhaps 3 or 4 in Waipio Valley. And basically the mana'o of the song is to encourage all the children of the land. And that doesn't only mean, age group up to 10 or 15 or whatever. It's really all of us are Keiki o ka ʻāina. All of us are children of the land. And it doesn't only necessitate having Hawaiian blood, because there's many Keiki o ka ʻāina, many that don't have Hawaiian blood but are very much connected to this land, are loved by the land, and who love the land. But it's for all these Keiki o ka ʻāina to ho'olohe, to listen to the mo'olelo, the stories o ka wā kahiko of the ancient times. And so we started, then working on stories. And the last couple times we shared stories that were specific about Waipio Valley, because that's where we come from. But there's also one story that sneaked into there that is really a story that all Hawaiians can connect to, and all people in Hawaii can connect to. And that's the story of Pele and Hiʻiaka. But before I get started, I would like to introduce you to my good friend, Auntie Mary Kawena Pukui. If it wasn't for her, we would not have this wonderful book called Olelo no Lohiʻau, which is a book, a collection of 3,000 Hawaiian proverbs and poetical sayings. And we will be citing some of those. So whenever you see the ON, means Olelo no Lohiʻau, and then the number is where you can find it in this book. If you're interested in learning more about being Hawaiian, about kua kanaka, which really means to be Hawaiian, to live as a Hawaiian, I highly recommend that you get this ebook for $19.99 from the Bishop Museum Press. It'll be worth it, having it on your phone and being able to look up these momi, these gems, these pearls of our kupuna anytime you want to. It's a good thing to look at while you're standing in line at a store or in the bank. I highly, highly recommend it for anybody who wants to connect to anything Hawaiian, really. The other thing I would like to mention before we get started is that these Olelo no Lohiʻau really are verbatim instructions and ideas and concepts passed down from our kupuna over generations. And one of those concepts is ʻaʻohe pau ka ʻike i ka hālau hoʻokahi. Hanaho?
ʻAʻohe pau ka ʻike i ka hālau hoʻokahi.
And what that means is that not all knowledge is contained in one school, and that you can learn from many sources. I would like to here make a disclaimer and say, what I am sharing, what we are sharing is what we have learned. And we know that there are different versions of every single story that we would tell or that anybody else will tell. So just take the things that you like. And if you learn something else in another school, that's perfectly fine. We don't have to be right or wrong. We just want to learn. Another Olelo no Lohiʻau is very dear to me is ua lehu lehu a mano mano ka ikena a ka Hawaii.
Ua lehu lehu a mano mano ka ikena a ka Hawaii.
Yeah, as you notice, we're learning Hawaiian language while we're learning Hawaiian history, while we're learning Hawaiian stories. That's kind of how our kupuna did it. We didn't say, now we do language, now we do stories. We do everything one time. So one more time. Ua lehu lehu a mano mano ka ikena a ka Hawaii.
Ua lehu lehu a mano mano ka ikena a ka Hawaii.
Perfect. Mai ka iloa. And what that means is really great and numerous, in fact, infinite, is the knowledge of our kupuna. And we got to realize that. And we got to understand that these stories are this ike kupuna. And the more we know the stories, the more we are going to have knowledge that is great and numerous.
In your chat, please share which Hawaiian akua or kupua you want to know more about. So whether you're tuning in from Zoom or Facebook, please put that into the chat. We'd really like to know. Mahalo.
So here we go. Pele and Hiʻiaka, two very, very important personalities, very different personalities, but still one ohana in our history, in our mythology, in the things that we know about being Hawaiian. The most comprehensive current book available is most definitely Ka Moʻolelo o Hiʻiaka i ka Poli o Pele in Hawaiian, and the English version, The Epic Tale of Hiʻiaka i ka Poli o Pele. This is huge volume. I can't even lift it to show it to you. And it was originally written by a person called Ho'oulu Ma Hiehie and printed in the daily newspapers in a newspaper called Kanaʻi Aupuni from 1905 to 1906. And then just recently, it was edited by Awaiaulu under the leadership of Puakea Nogomaya. But as I said, it's definitely the most extensive form of this story that was documented anywhere. And it offers a wealth of detail and insight about not just Pele and Hiʻiaka, but also about our traditional social and religious practices, our poetry, our hula, our healing arts, and many other customs. And so really, when we tell this story, think about that. Think about what details and insights can you gain from this story, not just about just the story itself, but the deeper aspects of it. We have, this story also appears in other versions in many other places. We've been focusing so far on Mo'olelo that come out of this Hawaiian Legends book. It wasn't done on purpose. It just so happened that whatever was in that Keiki o ʻāina song, all of those stories were in this Hawaiian Legends book that was compiled by Mary Kawena Pukui and then worked on by Carolyn Curtis, I'm sorry. Hawaiian mythology, if you're into heavy duty mythology, Beckwith is the resource for that. She really, focuses on a big, broad Pacific perspective of Mo'olelo, and has wonderful ideas and versions and contributions to the Pele and Hiʻiaka story. If you want something more for your Keiki, ko Pele Hiki ana mai Hawaii, it's all maka olelo Hawaii, and all of these things can be downloaded for free from Ulukau. So you go on Ulukau and you will find these things for free, which is an unreal thing, today, that we as Hawaiians can access all of these things for free is a blessing beyond belief. So please check out these resources, manuahi, free of charge. And then another very comprehensive description of the Pele and Hiʻiaka story, the Mo'olelo, is by Nathaniel Bright Emerson. I referred to him when we were talking about the story of Pua Pua Lena Lena. And this one as well, you can download for free. And there's even for those of us that are getting a little luahine and Elemakule, there's a large print version. You have to buy that one. But this story particularly was written down in 1915 by Emerson, who was a missionary descendant and really loved Hawaiian language and culture. Another book that he authored was The Unwritten Literature of Hawaii, The Sacred Songs of the Hula, and many relations there also to Hiʻiaka i ka Poli o Pele. So I just want to show you what resources are available to you for free to get deeper into what we can just skim on the surface because we only have so much time. Okay. All righty, let's move on. So there's also little videos, 25-minute videos done by OEV TV that talk about the Pele story. Love, 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 Halau Kikuhi's Holo Mai Pele, which you can also go on YouTube to watch. So these are resources that are just absolutely incredible. And according to this Holo Mai Pele Educators Guide, they really feel that there's no myth that's more central for Hawaiians than Pele and Hiʻiaka and the relationship between her and her sister. Is it not?
It's not moving. You gotta put the share your screen once again, please.
Okay, sorry about that.
Technical difficulties. Kalamai, everyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to end this. One moment, please. I'm sorry. Okay, share screen. We're back. I just have to find the right screen.
So from Holo Mai Pele.
Yeah, right here. Okay. Kalamai. Here we go. Can you see it okay?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Forwarded. Did it forward?
Aye.
Yeah. Okay. So no myth more central than Pele and Hiʻiaka, still countless generations later, still has significance today because it traces our lineage as Hawaiian people. It illuminates our powerful relation to the land. And I'm getting chicken skin just saying these things because there's no other indigenous peoples in the world that have this kind of access to first and traditional and original resources about our mo'olelo, etc. So we should really be grateful. According to our olelo no Lohiʻau, it says he akua kino lau o Pele. Hanaho?
He akua kino lau o Pele.
We've talked about kino lau and the idea of multiple bodies and multiple versions. And so definitely Pele is referred to as an akua kino lau, or a many-bodied deity, a deity that can take on many bodies. In other words, a god that can assume other forms, not just a human form, but a plant form, an animal form, a fish form, or other forms. In the case of Pele, she's referred to as an akua kino lau because of her ability to change into a child, to be a beautiful young lady, a plain matron, or even a very old woman. So we have stories about Pele as a kupuna, as a luahine. We have stories about her as a keiki. This story now is more where she's a beautiful maiden. In our story today, she's that beautiful maiden. Her brother as well, Kamohoali'i, is a akua kino lau. Again, a many-bodied entity because he can shift his shape and change into a mano nui i kaikaloa, so into a powerful shark. And so we have Pele as an akua kino lau, we have Kamohoali'i as an akua kino lau, and together they are referred to in this oath, actually is what it is, called Pau Pele Pau Mano. Ano?
Pau Pele Pau Mano.
So what it literally means is, may I be devoured by Pele, may I be devoured or Pau, right, by Mano, by a shark. And what that is this is what is said when you want to really emphasize that this is the truth, this is what you're speaking, and if you're not speaking the truth, then may you be devoured by Pele, may you be devoured by a shark. So if I fail, then may I be devoured. If I lie, may I be devoured, that kind of thing. And it's a good one that we can still use today, because sometimes even your own children don't believe you. And if you really want to make sure that they know that this is truth, this is what you're going to do, this is whatever, say, Pau Pele Pau Mano. Don't say it lightly though, because if it doesn't come through, chances are Pau Pele Pau Mano. That's all I have to say on that as far as that is concerned. So here we are. We're starting our mo'olelo in the south of us, in the great Moana Nui, in a place like Tahiti. We know that Pele is known in Tahiti. We also know that she's known in the Marquesan Islands, in Nukuhiva, and places like that. And our story begins here in the south, and the travels of our akua kino lau to Hawaii. And so we have a chant that talks about that phenomenon, that travel, her being from Tahiti, and what Tahiti is like, or that area, the islands in that area of Polynesia.
Mai ka i ka wahine o Pele, mai ka ʻāina I pola, mai ka punahula, kane mai ke aulala paikalani, mai ka ʻōpuala pai ka hiki.
So we're just going to focus on that first part. And when we look at the English here, we're saying from Kahiki, came the woman of Pele from the land of Pola Pola. Those of you who know your Polynesian geography, Bora Bora is Pola Pola, right? So they're mentioning these islands. They know where they are, they know their names. And then it talks about the red clouds of Kane, the clouds blazing in the heavens, and the fiery cloud pile in Kahiki. Now, luckily, I have been blessed in the last couple of years to go down into that area, into the Tahiti, and then into the Tuamotus and Marquesan to do lecture series. And I get up early in the morning, and this is what I see. And when I look at these clouds, and these are not just once in a great while like we have it here, but every single morning, the sky is like that. And I think immediately, Kapuno Hu'ula Akane, the red cloud of Kane. Kiao Lalapi Kalani, the clouds blazing in the heavens. Ka'opua Lapa I Kahiki. You know, this concept of fiery cloud piles in Kahiki. So what this chant is describing is the actual sky in Tahiti. This is not just somebody blowing bubbles kind of thing. This is scientific observations of how the sky is there that we know of. And so there's Ike, that is Lehu Lehu, and Mano Mano. So here we are. We have Pele, and she has a disagreement with her sister Kamako Kahai, and she tells her, Ohana, let's go to Hawaii. They know there is a Hawaii, so there's already been travel back and forth, and that's where they want to go. So Kamohoali'i is going to be in charge as far as being the guide for the canoe, and he is really in his shark form. So he changes into his shark form to guide the canoe all the way from Kahiki to the island of Niʻihau and then down the island chain. There's Kupuna there, there's the Hiʻiaka sisters, and there's this egg there that Pele puts under her poli, under her armpit, on their travel, and sort of incubates it as they travel towards Hawaii. So here we have Pele, and the concept is she sails from Kahiki to Hawaii with her ohana. And when they get to Hawaii, she begins to eli my Pele. Pele begins to dig. She starts on the island of Niʻihau, but as soon as she digs, fresh water or salt water fills the crater, and she can't live there. On to Kauaʻi, the group goes, and again, same thing. They dig, she digs, but the crater again fills up with water. And in the area of Kilauea, it is one of those places where, according to the chants, we know that she dug a crater. And notice the word Kilauea here on Kauaʻi, right? It all makes sense. She goes on to Oahu and digs multiple craters. Look at that. And these are just a few of them. Aliamanu, Ulupau, Puʻowaina, Leahi, Kohe Lepe Lepe, which is the Kokohead and Koko Crater areas, Hanauma, and then all the way Manana to Rabbit Island. These are all places that Pele tries to find a hole, digging her lua every time water comes in again and it's not suitable for her home. She goes on to Molokai and Kalaupapa and Moku Ho'oniki, which is on the east end, a little islet off there. They are all created by her. But again, if her lua fill up with water and she can't stay there. On to Maui, and we have her digging craters at Haleakala. We have all the way to Puʻukawiki, and yet same thing. Water fills all the lua, and she has to continue. She starts digging on Hawaii Island, and places like Puʻuanahulu, for example, are dug. Eventually, finally, she finds the perfect spot. You know, if you ever been house hunting, right, and you look, and just isn't the right thing, finally, here is your perfect home, exactly what she wants, and no water coming into her lua. So here she can grow and build this beautiful raging fire, and she's in heaven. So after this long journey from Kahiki, then going through this whole island chain to dig all these pu'us, all these craters, finally Pele has found a home at Hale Ma'u Ma'u on Kilauea crater, on that volcano, Kilauea. And she's very happy. She is surrounded by her family, and things are going well. But one night, while she's sleeping, she hears this pahu pahu, this drumming going on. It's these two drums, kanikavi and kanikava. Can we repeat that, please?
Kanikavi, kanikava.
So she hears the drums, kanikavi, kanikava, and it's just a really beautiful sound, and she gets really excited. And she goes, "Oh, my hair, Maika, pahu, pahu, on a pahu. From where is this drumming coming from? It's very attractive. It's just like a magnet." And so she decides, "Heleau, ikemaka. I'm gonna go and check this out. I'm gonna be my own eyewitness, as they say. I'm gonna go and ikemaka, see with my eyes what's happening, where this drumming is coming from, and why this drumming is happening." And so her body is still at Kilauea, but her spirit leaves her body and travels all the way to the island of Kauaʻi, where these drums, kanikavi and kanikava, are being sounded. And there's a hula presentation, a ho'ike hula in progress. And so she gets to Keahualaka, which is the pahula at Ke'e at Haena on Kauaʻi, and she sees this super handsome kanaka, and just really is attracted to him, not just the pahu, but to him as well. And he goes, "Aloha mai, o wau o Lohiʻau." He introduces himself as Lohiʻau, a chief of Kauaʻi. And very soon they start to talk, and they realize how much they have in common and how very attracted they are to each other. And they decide to spend some time in Lohiʻau's hale together. According to Pele, there was only kissing going on, but we don't have any eyewitnesses of that event. So it's up to you to figure out what they did inside their hale for several days. In the interim, though, Hiʻiaka Ikapolio Pele, who was that egg that Pele carried in her armpit, in her poli, right, all the way from Kahiki, she is worried about her sister because there has been no life in her body now for several days. And she knows that if the spirit doesn't come back soon to the body, there's going to be trouble. Pele might die. And that's one thing that's really important for us to remember as Hawaiians as a practice is when people are sleeping, we don't just go and go, "Hey, hey, get up," kind of thing. We don't yell at people who are speaking. We are sleeping. We talk to them very, very softly and gently. We try a little bit to wake them up, and then if they're not ready yet, we go back. We go somewhere else. We come back again, and we really, really, even today, still yet many Hawaiian families have even though they might not know exactly why they're doing it, but there is this practice of not forcing people to get out of their sleep, because it could just be possible that the spirit is actually somewhere else and needs to come back first. And so that when they wake up, that it's both body and spirit united. So here's Hiʻiaka really worried about her sister, and she goes, she's at Hale Ma'uma'o, and she goes, she chants, she kaheas, "E ho'i mai e Pele, e ho'i mai e Pele." She starts to call to the sister, "Come back, Pele, come back, Pele," because she's worried that if she stays out of her body too long, the body will wilt and die. And so Pele hears Hiʻiaka's call, and she tells Lohiʻau, "Oh, e ho'iau I Kilauea. I'm going to return to Kilauea. And e kali oi a ki'i au ia oi. So wait over here until I come and I get you." She knows that she has to return to her body for her own safety. But because they had such a wonderful time together, she doesn't want to just say, "Okay, that was it. Thank you very much." She wants to continue the relationship, and so her plan is to go back into her body and then have somebody send somebody who will get Lohiʻau for her. And so she goes back to Hale Ma'uma'o and talks to her sisters. Now, there are many, as I mentioned earlier, many Hiʻiaka sisters. Hiʻiaka Ikapoli o Pele is her favorite because she raised her, incubated her even before raising her as an egg in her armpit. But she's also relatively close to all her other sisters, the Hiʻiakas that are older than Hiʻiaka Ikapoli o Pele. She's the baby of the family. And so the first one that she asks to help her get her sweetheart, Lohiʻau, from Kauaʻi is the oldest Hiʻiaka. And she goes, e kiʻia Lohiʻau. You know, it's kind of a request. It's a small, almost kind of little on the command side, but it's still a request. And the answer that she gets is ʻaʻole, because the oldest Hiʻiaka knows that that's a far trip. Now, they just came from there. They know how long it takes and how dangerous it is. The time they came from Kahiki via Niʻihau and all the way down the chain, Pele was with them, so they were really protected. But for her to go by herself and face all of these dangers, she's ʻaʻole, no way. So Pele asked the second oldest Hiʻiaka, e kiʻia Lohiʻau, another ʻaʻole. The third one, Hiʻiaka, e kiʻia Lohiʻau, ʻaʻole. So all of the sisters deny the request. And Pele, you know, she's one of those Hawaiian women who don't hold back when they're not feeling so happy. And so she tells them, cha, a ohe a'u ala ina mona ya o ko. Let's try that together. Cha.
Cha.
And we all do another one. Good one. Cha.
Cha.
A ohe a'u ala ina mona ya o ko.
A ohe a'u ala ina mona ya o ko.
Okay, many of you might recognize the word inamona. Do we know what inamona is? It's what we call a kukui nut relish, right? So we roast the kukui nuts, we take off that outer shell, we make them pound them into small pieces and mix, and that is basically, was in Hawaii, besides salt, the primary seasoning, right? So if you wanted a little bit other seasoning than just pa'akai or salt, you would, and we still do today, sprinkle inamona over our poke or over our laulau. So what she was saying here when she said a'ohe a'u ala inamona ya oko was, I don't find even the fragrance of roasted kukui nuts in you. Very Hawaiian idea. And basically what she was saying is, you guys are hopeless. You know, I have nothing positive or worthwhile to say about you because you are no asset to me at all. I need somebody to get Lohiʻau, and you giving me the ʻaʻole. Cha, ʻaʻohe a'u ala ina mona ya oko. Hanaho?
Cha. A'ohe a'u ala ina mona ya oko.
So if you have somebody at home, at work, or wherever that really is not contributing to anything, you know, they're standing around and looking pretty, and we even have a word for that. When you only work with somebody else is looking at you, just imagine that. When you have somebody like that, this is a wonderful phrase to use. A'ohe a'u ala ina mona ya oko. So she is very upset with her Hiʻiaka sisters, but there's one more left, and that is Hiʻiaka Ikapoli o Pele. And so she asks her, e kiʻia Lohiʻau, you know, please, can you get Lohiʻau for me? And Hiʻiaka Ikapoli o Pele responds, ai, hiki no, yes, I will go. But she, even though she's very young, she's the youngest of all of them, she also knows that there are many dangers, right? It's not just saying, oh yeah, you know, sure, I'm going to go, it's all good. She understands that this is going to be a very dangerous journey. She's also a little bit concerned about Pele because Pele has a temper, and everybody in the family knows that Pele has a temper. It's not a secret. And she has a dear, dear friend named Hopoi, and Hopoi has this beautiful, beautiful lehua grove. And so Hiʻiaka says, I'm going to go, e hele ana wau, but e mālama oi I ka ulu lehua o kuʻuhoa o Hopoi. you got to promise me that you're going to take care of this beautiful lehua grove of my dear, dear friend Hopoi. And Pele says, I can do that, but you got to promise me, aole oi honi ya Lohiʻau. You got to promise me, do not honi Lohiʻau, because she knows Lohiʻau is handsome. She knows that he's attracted to beautiful women because he was attracted to her. And so she makes her younger sister promise, under no circumstances do you kiss honi Lohiʻau, and I will make sure that the lehua grove of Hopoi is protected. And so they make this deal sister to sister. And Hiʻiaka is almost ready to start her journey. But she knows that she needs something because there are many, many dangers on the way. And so Pele gives her a pa'u, a skirt. Pa'u o Hiʻiaka. Hanoho, pa'u o Hiʻiaka.
Pa'u o Hiʻiaka.
And incidentally, that plant that you see on the right-hand side there with the white flowers is called Pa'u o Hiʻiaka, and there are other stories in relation to that. But so what Hiʻiaka asks is to get this power, this magic skirt that will help her to defeat the dangers along the way. And so that is something that is gifted to her by her sister Pele in order to help her to go all the way from Hale Ma'o Ma'o to ʻāina on the island of Kauaʻi. Another thing that Pele gives Hiʻiaka i Kapoli o Pele is her own personal attendant, Pa'u o Pala'a. Hanaho?
Pa'u o Pala'a.
So Pa'u o Pala'a is a kahu of Pele, but it's Pele assigns her to go with Hiʻiaka on this journey to help her and support her. As they go, they run into another wahine. Her name is Wahine o Ma'o. Hanaho?
Wahine o Ma'o.
And she says, oh, mamake awe hele pu. I want to go too. And she's invited to come along on the journey. So the three ladies set out. I Kauaʻi kako, says Hiʻiaka. Let's go to Kauaʻi. They set out from Hale Ma'o Ma'o on Kilauea, go downhill towards Hilo, and then from there all the way to ʻāina. Now, what this trip becomes really is what I call a huakaʻi hoʻomake moʻo. So this becomes a huakaʻi, a trip where she kills dragons, moʻo. Lots of mo'o on the way. So besides getting Lohiʻau, another important kuleana of Hiʻiaka as she does this journey is to eliminate many ugly, mean mo'o from our island chain. So huakaʻi again is a trip. Ho'omake, to kill. Make is dead, right? Make died dead. Ho'o is to cause you to become dead, which is to kill you. And what we're killing are the mo'o. Anaho huakaʻi ho'omake mo'o.
Huakaʻi ho'omake mo'o.
And she does that primarily by using her pa'u o Hiʻiaka. She uses that magic skirt to kill the mo'o. So she's, as I said, just heading up down the hill from Kilauea towards Panaeva, and boom, here's the first dragon, Panaeva. Big, ugly, mean. And even though she tries to be friendly with him, he wants to battle her, and so she has to kill him. So here we have all the mo'os that she kills, not even all of them, but there's certainly some of the mo'os, the better known mo'os that Hiʻiaka kills on her journey from Hawaii to Kauaʻi Island. On Hawaii Island, some of the mo'os are Panaeva, Pilia mo'o, Nohoa mo'o, and Moʻolelo. On Maui, she kills Moʻoina Nea, Wali Nu'u, Wali Manoa Noa, Kalamai Nu'u, Kihawahine. On Molokai, she kills Kikipua. On Oahu, it's Mokoli'i, Kane Kuaʻana, Lani Wahine, Hau Wahine, Kihanui, Lulumoku, and Laukapu. So very busy journey, right? I mean, this is a major little girl armed with a pa'u, two wahines traveling with her, battling these major mo'os that have really caused a lot of troubles to a lot of people. And she's there to clear and to clear the land of these mo'os. And then finally, they get to Kauaʻi. And there they stand at Wailua River. Those of you who are familiar with Kauaʻi, this is our biggest, longest, widest river. I think, and Waimea River may also be one, but certainly one of the bigger rivers on Hawaii is Wailua River on Kauaʻi, and they stand on the Lihue side, the Kilauea side of the river, and they want to go to ʻāina, but there is no bridge. There's nothing there, and there's supposed to be one, but it's not there. So Hiʻiaka does what she always does when she goes to places. She offers a kahea.
Kunhi ka mauna I ka laie, o I ale ale la I wailua. Hia e la I ka lani ka papaue o ka waikini. Ala ia e la e no na lo kai puha ka laula mau ka o ka pae. Mai pai ka leo, he ole ka hea mai e, he ole ka hea mai e.
And so if I would be the one that hears this kahea, I would respond with, he ai ki kāna ke komo māloko e hana ia hewa e kawaha, ia no kaukula o ka leo, he leo wale no ai. So this chant that many of you are familiar with through Merry Monarch, certainly in hula, but beyond hula as well, is our most famous mele kahea or mele vehe puka. It's used and has been used for hula students to enter. It's like a password kind of a chant to enter into the halau, because traditionally and in many halaus today as well, the students have to ask permission to enter. Also for us in our schools, many of the Hawaiian focused schools are requiring the students to kahea and ask permission to enter. That is a Hawaiian way. And if the kahea is appropriate, then, as I said, that response chant, e hiʻiki kanaka, e komo māloko, is given. However, if the chant is not good enough, then, and the kumu doesn't approve of your kunihika mauna, you have to do it again and again and again until the kumu is certain of the sincerity of your voice, of your ʻiʻini to get into the class, and then you're given permission. I wanted to interject that in there because I wanted you to know how old this song is, and this chant is, and when it was first chanted. So it's a Hawaiian entrance chant, chanted the very first time by Hiʻiaka i Kapolio Pele when she gets to Wailua. And the imagery in the chant, I was very blessed just recently to go to that exact spot where Hiʻiaka stood with her companions and looking at the vista that she had, and the chant became alive because I could see all these places. And so here are our three ladies, did their chant, and instead of getting a permission to enter, to come across, Wailua, the dragon of that area, ferociously rears her head and is ready to kill the three ladies. Basically, lucky Hiʻiaka has her pa'u, and Wailua is defeated in no time. Now, in addition to defeating Wailua, the ladies also restored the bridge across the river and created a stone path to make it easier for travelers after them to cross the river. So what we see throughout the story is Hiʻiaka's generosity, her kindness, her well-meaningness, and just leaving every place she goes better than she left it. I mean, that she encountered it. So that's a really important concept in learning from these stories. We leave every place better than we found it. That's a Hawaiian way of doing things. And so finally, they get to the heiau here at ʻāina, and Hiʻiaka asks, "Mahea o Lohiʻau? Where's Lohiʻau?" And she's told, ua make o Lohiʻau. Lohiʻau is dead. Oh my goodness. So here she is, in the meantime, having gotten more powers by defeating the dragons and finding herself as an akua wahine. And so she has to use all her powers to revive Lohiʻau from the dead. And finally, he's ready, healthy again, ready to travel. And so Hiʻiaka asks him, "Ma kau, are you ready?" And he goes, "Ai, e hele kako." And so the party leaves ʻāina and travels from there to the island of Oahu on their return back to Kilauea. Now, in the meantime, Pele is getting antsy. It took a long time. The trip has been taking much, much longer than she had anticipated. And she thinking to herself, "Iheala or hiʻiaka." Whenever you want to say, "Where in the world?" Iheala, put the la in there. Peheala, how in the world? Iheala, where in the world? O waila, who in the world? And you can use other words for in the world, but that's that concept of lie. So she goes, "Iheala o hiʻiaka." Where the heck are hiʻiaka folks, right? The ma, when you say anti-ma, it means anti-folks. And where is hiʻiaka folks? And she not knowing what's happening, she's getting more nuha by the moment. And finally, she gets so nuha, she just erupts. And next thing you know, her pele is flowing all over that beautiful lehua grove of hopoi. In the meantime, Hiʻiaka and her company have reached the island of Oahu. They land in Waianae, and Hiʻiaka decides to take the route over the mountains, while the rest of the crew of the gangi go on by canoe. And so she's just up in the Palehua area, up by the Waianae mountain range, and she looks over and she sees Hawaii Island. She sees fire, she sees burning, and she knows exactly what has happened. She knows that Pele lost it, that she was very, very angry and was impatient, and that she did destroy the grove of her dear, dear friend. And she goes, "Awe, kuhoa o hopoi, awe." She's so sad for her friend Hopoi, because this was Hopoi's ʻāina. This was her place. This was the her life, really. And they continue, and finally they get back to Hawaii Island, and Pele is there, and Hiʻiaka, as nice as she usually is still extremely upset with Pele, because she destroyed this grove for no reason. Because so far, Hiʻiaka has not honeyed or done anything else with Lohiʻau. She has respected that deal that the two sisters made. But since Pele didn't keep her end of the deal, she turns around and she honeys Lohiʻau. And Pele sees that, and of course, she gets very, very nuha. Now, there are all kinds of endings to this story. One of the endings is that Pele kills Lohiʻau, so Hiʻiaka has to revive him again and bring him back to life again. In another ending, Hiʻiaka ends up with Lohiʻau. In another ending, Pele ends up with Lohiʻau. In another ending, Lohiʻau goes back to Kauaʻi because it just didn't work out. These women were way, way too powerful for him, and he got out of Dodge as fast as he could. So there are many, many endings to the story, and I certainly left out lots and lots of parts in the story, but that's really not what the story is all about. What it is about is that we, according to Auntie Pualani Hele Kanakaʻole, who I am super honored to look at as a mentor for myself, she says we have inherited a rich tradition of hula and of Meleoli, and of Mo'olelo, of gods and goddesses and ceremonies and prayers and protocol and imagery and wisdom and intelligence. All those things have been passed down to us from our kupuna. And they teach us, this is what the purpose of these stories is: to respect family, to appreciate natural phenomena. And when you really look at this Pele story that I just briefly shared with you from a geological perspective, for example, it gives you the exact scientific breakdown of what is called the post-erosional eruptions. So you can be teaching science and learning science by knowing this mo'olelo. It teaches us how to memorize lengthy chants for long periods of time. Today, people memorize for short-term memory. They gotta pass the test. They know it 5 minutes later. Certainly a year and 2 years later, they don't know it. If I ask Polani right now if she can remember a song or a chant that she learned in Puranaleo or in kindergarten or in second grade, she could still do it because that's the way we learn these chants. It teaches us to aloha ʻāina. It makes us understand hierarchy. It makes us understand life and recognize life and death cycles, and it certainly acknowledges and honors the presence of life. So these mo'olelo are a lot more than fables or myths, or anything like that, but they're really the message of our kupuna to us in terms of how to be pono and how to live as 21st century Hawaiians today. And so what we'd like to do is go over a few of the vocabulary that we need for our song. Hanaho akua.
Akua.
Lili.
Lili.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Ki'i.
Ki'i.
Ipo.
Ipo.
Nohea.
Nohea.
So these are the new words, and many of you know a lot of these already, that we will need to understand our last verse of Keiki o ʻāina. I think you guys are all familiar with what the words mean. If not, here they are just in case. And so let's get right into our last verse. He akua lili o Pele la.
He akua lili o Pele la.
Aloha ya Lohiʻau la.
Aloha ya Lohiʻau la.
Ki'i mai o Hiʻiaka la.
Ki'i mai o Hiʻiaka la.
Ika ipono hea.
Ika ipono hea.
So that's the story of Pele and Hiʻiaka in 4 lines, talking about Pele as a jealous goddess who is in love with Lohiʻau. So Hiʻiaka goes and fetches that handsome sweetheart. And so we would like to just again emphasize that mo'olelo are really culturally, historically, and scientifically accurate recountings of the past. This entire story of Pele and Hiʻiaka, not one place name is out of place. Do you know that? Not one place name is in the wrong place geographically. I mean, how did our kupuna know all of these places and put them in a mo'olelo that somebody remembered? I mean, lehu lehu a mano mano is even not enough to say how great our knowledge is. It was used by the ali'i to make decisions. It was used by people to teach lessons. It was memorized for hundreds of years by orators who passed it on to the next generation. And I invite all you folks to become part of this long tradition of orators for you to remember this story and for you to pass that on to your next generation. And then finally, it was written down. So we'd like to end with our gratitude chant, and then the very last thing is going to be singing the song together. So don't leave us yet.
Mahalo e mahalo e ka lehu lehu, mahalo e na makua, mahalo e na kupuna, mahalo e na ali'i o Hawaiʻi, mahalo e na aumakua, mahalo e na akua, mahalo e.
Ai mahalo nui for joining us. We will continue our Moʻolelo Kahiko, even though on the song that we're gonna sing now, Papa and Wakea are not an official verse, but we have created these verses already. So we hope that you join us next week, Tuesday, June 8th at 2 p.m. Hawaiian Standard Time for the Moʻolelo Kahiko of Papa and Wakea.
Be sure to take the kanaiokana.net/survey so we can get some feedback of what we can change or what you folks would like to learn more about.
And so if you need any more information about us, you can contact us on our website, www.kuakanaka.com. And now it's time for our song. So let's repeat. Keiki o ka ʻāina la, hoʻolohe mai kākou la, ina moʻolelo la o Kauaʻi kahiko.
Keiki o ka ʻāina la, hoʻolohe mai kākou la, ina moʻolelo la o Kauaʻi kahiko.
So we're trying to normalize our language, and that means we gotta say it, in a speed that's normal, and you're gonna get it. Just keep saying it, and it'll flow easier each time. So the first verse that we had was Hiʻiaka naka o na nawe la, keiki a ka moho la, komo i ke kihei la, he wahama no kona. Yeah, those of you who were here remember that story. Then it goes back to Keiki o ka ʻāina. Our second story was about Pua Pua Lena Lena. He ilio kiko kipko kupainaha la, o Pua Pua Lena Lena la, ho'i ho'i ki hapu la, hauʻoli o Waipio. Those of you who joined us, you will know what that means. And then it goes right into the next story. He ali'i kaulana o umi la, keiki puna he leali loa la. He enalu a kamai la, mo'i ha'a olu olu. Then we go back to Keiki o ka ʻāina. And here comes our verse now, which is actually a bridge, but it's still, we consider it a verse. He akua lili o Pele la.
He akua lili o Pele la.
Aloha ya Lohiʻau la.
Aloha ya Lohiʻau la.
Kiʻi mai o Hiʻiaka la.
Kiʻi mai o Hiʻiaka la.
I ka ipono hea.
I ka ipono hea.
Aha hana la.
Aha hana la.
And then we go into our ʻāina, and here we go. Makaukau.
mai ka kona I na moʻolelo la o ka wā kahiko o ka wā kahiko.
All righty. Polani, do we have any questions that you saw in the chat?
The only question that came was, has Hopoi's groves returned since Pele came down with her Pele?
That's a really good question. I don't know that anybody has ever identified, and that's just me saying I don't know, that doesn't mean too much, the specific area where that grove was, but definitely, Lehua has grown on land that was devastated by Pele. It's one of the first plants that comes back, and we really look at Hiʻiaka as that person who regenerates, right? Pele creates. She's a creator. She creates new land, and then the next phase is Hiʻiaka coming and regenerating the land with her greenery, including the Ohia Lehua. So I would say most likely, yes. That doesn't mean that it could have been run over again later on by Pele, but definitely that's the cycle. And that's a really good question, is that there is this cycle. There is destruction, but with that destruction comes the creation of new land. And then with that comes the regeneration of the land and new growth. And that is really the quality of Hiʻiaka. That's that balance between Pele and Hiʻiaka that we really couldn't talk about in detail in 1 hour. But mahalo for the question. We appreciate it.
Ai, mahalo nui.
Anything else, Polani?
That was it.
Maikai. So we want to say again, mahalo nui on behalf of myself and Polani for joining us today. And again, next week we'll be same place, same time, with the story of Papa and Wakea, which is also a story that impacts every single Hawaiian because we are all descendants of Papa and Wakea. Aloha mai, aloha hui ho, malama pono.
Aloha.